How many firms in the monopoly? Only one firm. Demand curve is completely flat? No. Slightly steep? Very steep? Make sure you tell your marker. Make sure you tell your marker that you know that it's steeper than monopolistic competition. How many times steeper is MR compared to demand? MR is twice as steep. By the way, there's a rule in the exam. You have to use a minimum of 3 distinct colors. Yeah, it's actually a rule. 3 distinct, so you can't have 3 shades of blue. 3 distinct colors. Yeah. If you use 2, see you next semester. Okay. Common mistake. Is a monopoly a price maker or taker? A monopoly is a price. A monopoly is a price maker. Monopolistic competition. Are firms price makers or takers? Firms are price makers as well. The only market where firms are price takers is perfect competition. Which price should we choose? We would like to choose the highest possible price, but will consumers be willing and able to pay that? Would they be willing and able to pay P1 as opposed to P2? Yes, they will be willing and able to pay P1 because P1 is from the demand curve. Therefore, consumers will be willing and able to pay P1. P1 is the price, P2 is not the price. Does a monopoly have to make a profit? No, they can make a loss. If the demand is not sufficiently high or the cost is sufficiently too high. I'll draw a monopoly actually making a profit, so I'll draw the average cost curve below. What type of profit is the monopoly making? Just like any firm, we call it supernormal profit or economic profit. So if they make profit in the short run, can they keep it in the long run? The yellow says economic profit. Can they keep the economic profit in the long run? Because there are high barriers to entry. So if they do make profit in the short run, they will continue to make it in the long run. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes with your neighbor. Is a monopoly productively and or allocatively efficient? Try and convince your neighbor. And why? Is it productively and or allocatively efficient? What is allocative efficiency? Marginal social benefit equals marginal social cost, or dead weight loss is 0, or total surplus is maximized. What is productive efficiency? Minimum long run average total cost. Is the firm minimizing average total cost? Is the firm minimizing average total cost? Is it? The firm is here, the minimum is here. Is it there? No. So, you can say, therefore, it is not productively efficient. Therefore, it is not productively efficient. Does it have an incentive to be productively efficient? There's only one firm, right? Which reminds me an important point, which we've said many times, but students get confused. Here the word efficiency, in economics the word efficiency is not from the firm's perspective. Perhaps write a note. The word efficiency is not from the firm's perspective. The word efficiency is from society's perspective. Everyone says society. It's not from the firm's perspective. What do firms care to maximize? Firms care to maximize profit. Firms care to maximize profit, but society cares about efficiency. The word efficiency is not from the firm's point of view. So if it seems contradictory to you that the firm is not being efficient, that's because the word efficiency is not defined from the firm's angle anyway. It's defined from a different angle. The firm is maximizing profit. Firms are rational. They do the best thing for them, which is to maximize profit. They're not productively efficient. What is this area? That's dead weight loss. Therefore, we are not what efficient? Therefore, we are not allocatively efficient. Okay, I'll give you another 2 minutes with your neighbor. Where would the price have been if this was perfect competition? And where would the quantity have been if this was perfect competition? Where would the price have been? And where would the quantity have been if this was perfect competition? Think about who decides the price in perfect competition. Okay, where would we have been? What's the important intersection if it was perfect competition? Where is demand equals supply? Which intersection is demand equal to supply? Which intersection? Tell me when to stop. Tell me when to stop. Tell me when to... It's all wrong. Where is supply? Supply is MC. So we should be here, right? If this was perfect competition, we would have been here. Supply equals demand. Demand, MC is supply. So if it was perfect competition, we would have been here. So would the price have been bigger or smaller if it was perfect competition? The price would have been, can you make a note? The price would have been lower and the quantity would have been higher. If this was perfect competition, the price would have been lower. That's the price in perfect competition, and that's the quantity in perfect competition. Because we'll be here instead. Does it make intuitive sense that a monopoly would charge a higher price? Because it is the... How many firms in a monopoly? So should it charge a higher price? Or would it charge a higher price? Yes. Does it make intuitive sense that perfect competition produces more? How many firms in perfect competition? Very many firms. How many firms in a monopoly? Just one. So does it make sense that perfect competition produces more? Since there are more firms. So they produce a larger quantity and charge a higher price. Sounds good? You like it? Can the firm retain its profit in the long run? Yes, because there are no barriers to entry. What if the firm was making a loss? Does that mean it should shut down? If you make a loss, when should you shut down? If you cannot cover your... If you could add that. If you make a loss, you should only shut down if you cannot cover your variable costs. Can you exit the market if you make a loss? When can you exit the market if you make a loss? Only in the long run. Why? Because you're tied by your fixed costs. This is all hinting at something in the exam, and I will not say any further. Ooh. I hope you've read the case study. Those of you in North Ryde, there's a case study on Ireland. Why is everyone so surprised? I only have to send like 15 announcements per announcement, I think. If you go on Ireland, City Campus, I'll put it up for you. But everyone in North Ryde, there's a case study on Ireland. There's 20 marks in the exam inspired by that case study. Don't look surprised. We'll have a 10-minute break.